I came across this strategy the other day by Ramtin FX called One Candle plus Fibonacci Set and Forget Gold Setup. It sounded quite interesting, so I wanted to run a longer term backtest on this and see how it performed. The rules of the strategy are actually pretty straightforward. It's basically a previous day high and low strategy. So that means that I've gone to the gold chart, switched over to the daily time frame, and then let's take a look at this green candle here. That's a full day's candle. And what I'm interested in is the high and the low. But before I mark the high and low, I actually need to grab the Fibonacci. So I head over here and I select the Fib retracement. And then if I zoom in a little bit and head back over here, I need to draw it from the top of the candle to the bottom of the candle. And maybe just extend it out to the next day. So that gives the default Fibonacci levels, but in that video, he actually configures the levels differently. So in his video, he actually modifies the settings from these default ones to these ones, which are minus 0.25, 0, 0.1, 0.9, 1, and 1.25. Those numbers are pretty unconventional for Fibonacci, but it actually makes sense when you zoom in a little bit. So the 0 and the 1 is just the high and the low of that daily candle. And then the 0.1 and 0.9 are the stop loss levels. Then the minus 0.25 and the 1.25 are the take profit levels. So basically the 1 is the entry, stop loss is a 0.9, and take profit is 1.25. And then the same thing happens in the short direction down here. So if I now switch over to a lower time frame, like let's say 15 minutes, and head over to where this Fibonacci is drawn from, the levels now look a lot more clear. So the idea is that as soon as the day closes, I mark these levels with a Fibonacci tool and then immediately place stop orders at both high and low. So I would have a long order sitting here with a stop loss at the red line and the take profit at the green line, which gives a take profit ratio of 2.5 to 1. I do the same thing on the short side. So I place a short order here, stop loss on the red line and a take profit on the green line. And you can see if I extend this one out that we do get an entry on this candle, breaks through the stop order, which automatically will get into the trade. And then it quite easily carries on and hits take profit and it actually continues further. So that's basically the strategy. It looks at the previous day's high and low. It uses the high and the low as the entry positions with a stop order and then lets the trade play out in the next day. There are a few other rules in that video, like one trade triggering will cancel the other order. And if neither trade is triggered by a certain time, then they're both cancelled anyway. So for a full in detail explanation, I'd suggest watching that video. But the purpose of this is just to explain the strategy and then get into the backtest. So I put together an expert advisor using those strategy rules, and then I can actually run that backtest. So I'm going to test this on gold on a 1 minute time frame from 1st of January 2020 to the present day. And then for accuracy, I'm going to use every tick based on real ticks. I'm probably not going to have 100% data history with this, so there are going to be a lot of simulated ticks, but I think for a strategy like this, it doesn't really matter. And then I've got my different inputs. So the trade direction is going to be both long and short. There is a cutoff time that I mentioned, so if there's any orders remaining after this time, then they get cancelled. I'll risk 1% per trade. Then the stop loss should be 0.1%. And a take profit is 0.25. So that's the Fibonacci levels that are in that strategy. I'd realized that these Fibonacci settings are a handy way of showing the take profit and stop loss, but actually all this is just a percentage of the daily range. So if I was to just measure the distance between the high and the low, that gives the range for that day. Well, 10% of that range is the stop loss and 25% of that range is the take profit. So that's the easier way for me to calculate these to avoid having to use Fibonacci in my expert advisor. I just use the daily range and then percentages. So that gives me my final settings and then I can run the backtest to see what it will look like. And this is the equity curve that the backtest gives. So it started in 2020 and it looks like up until maybe mid to late 23, the strategy wasn't very good. It did go up a little bit to begin with and then just kind of steadily dropped back down into drawdown. But then after that, it has been doing really well. So for the last couple of years, it looks like the strategy has had a really decent equity curve. It has had choppy bits of drawdown, but that's to be expected. And overall, the equity curve is moving in the right direction. So I'm not sure why the change. Maybe it's a different market regime. Gold has definitely been trending quite a lot recently. So it could just be that the strategy worked well for that period of time. Then if we have a look at the details, the profit factor is 1.11, which is not huge, but it's positive. So the strategy is profitable. The drawdown is quite high though, 51.71%. So at one point, the strategy had lost half from its peak, which I think would be pretty difficult to continue trading with. Additionally, the win rate is pretty low. So for short trades, it's 28%, and for long trades, it's 35%. And that imbalance could be because of the bullish trend that gold has been in. So overall, the strategy is okay. Obviously, it is profitable in the last couple of years, but I would say it does have a lot of drawbacks as well. So I wanted to see if I could squeeze anything else out of it. So what I did was ran an optimization where I basically tested a whole bunch of different values for these settings to see if I can find a better configuration than the default one. So to do that, I switch over to optimization and I use a slow complete algorithm. And then to make sure that this isn't going to take forever, I have to change the modeling to something a bit faster. So I'm going to use 1 minute open high low close prices. And that's why I'm on the 1 minute time frame. So even though that's not using every tick, for this kind of strategy, it will still give me pretty accurate results. And then once I've picked the best ones, I can come back and retest them individually with every tick based on real ticks. But for now, just to do a quick run, I'll use 1 minute. So over on the inputs, I'll test out trade direction. So I'll test long only, short only, and both directions. I'm not going to bother with the cutoff time or the risk per trade, but I do want to change the stop loss and the take profit ranges. So I'm going to start at 0.1 for both of them and go up to 0.5 in steps of 0.05. That's going to give me 243 combinations. So if I just let that run for a minute, then I should get all of the different outcomes for each of those combinations. So that gives me this big table, which gives the result for every single one of the combinations. And I've sorted them by profit. So basically just going from most profitable down to least profitable and potentially ones that even lose money. It's tempting to immediately just take the most profitable one, but it's important to look at the other variables. So the main one I look at is drawdown. And this one actually had a drawdown of 37%. That is definitely better than the base strategy, but it's still quite high considering this is only a backtest and is likely to be worse in real trading. So then I scan down until I find one that has a decent drawdown while still generating a good profit. So that's this combination here, which is both directions, 0.1 stop loss, but 0.5 take profit. So it's actually a 5-to-1 take profit ratio. That looked impressive at first sight, but I realized after a bit more testing that this drawdown number is not entirely correct. So if I double click this one, I'll be able to test just this one specific strategy. And if I go over to my graph, then yeah, you can see that the overall outcome is far higher than the baseline strategy. And then if I look at the drawdown values, over here is 14.25, which is that number I just saw. That gives me the maximum equity drawdown. But the relative equity drawdown is 56%. So that's the actual worst case drawdown that the strategy is going to see. I don't really know why MetaTrader does it like this. So instead of showing me the worst case, it shows me that one value. So what I did in the EA is actually create my own setting. So this result column here shows the actual max drawdown. So then I continue scanning down the list of profitable strategies while looking at this drawdown column here. And I can see a few that jump out. So this first one here has a drawdown of 29% and it uses a very similar setting. So both directions trading, 0.1 for the stop loss and 0.3 for the take profit. Then another good one here, which is again very similar, 0.1 and 0.15. So that's what the equity curve looks like for that strategy. Again, it looks like pretty flat for the first few years, and then it started to perform a lot better since kind of mid 23. And then scanning further down, there's another one that jumps out that has a smaller profit for sure, but the drawdown is way better. This also trades in both directions, but the stop loss is 0.15 and take profit is 0.3. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. If I just test this one on its own, then this is the equity curve. And I actually think this one looks the best out of all three so far. Again, if I ignore everything before 23, then the equity curve, the drawdowns, all looks really nice on this strategy. So that was on gold, but I wanted to see if it worked on anything else. So I tested it on USD Japanese yen, and that also gave a similar result where it wasn't that great for the first few years, but then more recently the strategy has done really well. This is with slightly different settings, so I reran the optimizer again, And there's probably other instruments that this can be tested on. So in summary, the strategy does seem to work, but only more recently, and it definitely has some issues with drawdown as well. I think there's room to improve by adding some better trade management and maybe adding a trailing stop or moving to break even and things like that. But for now, I just wanted to test out the base strategy and see how that performs. If you want to do your own tests and try it on different instruments, try different settings and stuff like that, then I'll leave a link to the EA as well as the source code down below so you can download it.